I've been putting this one off for a very long time. It's been almost 2 months of recording, and I have to level with myself and say, I cannot personally finish Kingdom Come Deliverance. Now, I've already posted up the footage that I have, or at least I will be posting the footage I have from what I've played. And I'm going to make a little bit of an explanation here as to why it's not for me. So, let's dive into that a little bit. So, part one of this is I'm generally a keyboard and mouse player for games. I grew up on controllers. I grew up with the N64, the stupidest, goofiest controller in history. So I've had my fair share of controller. But when it comes to games, I prefer just to mouse and key it because it's just there. It's just easier, and it's what my hands are used to. Now, inherently, there is nothing wrong with the mouse and keyboard controls for Kingdom Come Deliverance. They're a little goofy. It kind of plays out the way that Witcher 3's did, where there's just random keys bound to random stuff. But an immediate, really bad, egregious problem I notice when playing Kingdom Come Deliverance is if your mouse's DPI is anything, and I mean anything, over like a bare minimum of 500 DPI, which you might as well be using a rollerball track mouse at that point, is horrid. Like, the entire time you're fighting, your mouse, if its DPI is even a little bit too high, you can go from being in the lower, like, right hand position in combat to all the time. And it makes it very difficult to do, like, prediction blocks because of the 5-point system where it's top, middle, down, left, right, either side. And 6-point system if you're using a sword that has thrusting capabilities. Getting the aiming system for the combat correct is quite literally the only thing deterring me from this game. Henry as a character does not deter me, actually. I find him quite endearing. You know, man grew up simple, grew up a blacksmith's life with his pa, his ma. Learned the craft a little bit. Had some beers with his boys, repainted a German dude's house in Poo-Poo. Pretty simple guy. He's very John Everyman, you know? There's no issues. It's not like this game is about magic. It's about realism, you know? And as much as I love the RPG prospect of it, I can't get past that combat, man. I have played Dark Souls, and the combat in this game makes me wish for Dark Souls. I will state that it is the developer's wishes that it is a more realistic life sim than it is an RPG. I did not know that going into this. This is something I found out after doing a little bit of research online. I went back after playing for, I think, close to 18 hours on mouse and keyboard and making it not very far because the combat was absolutely sending me back to the Shadow Realm. And then I switched to controller, thinking, okay, maybe it's a self-made me problem. Let's see how this is. And I gave it like a quick test run where I just turned my controller on the file I already had started, and even just moving the stick around for combat gave me a much better feel for how things were in the game. So I went ahead and I deleted all 18 hours of my footage, started absolutely fresh on controller. Now, what I have here to post, that is all done on controller, and I felt much more in control. I actually got a lot further in the story with the controller. I also made sure I went and tried different dialogue options for a lot of everything that I did because I don't want to repeat anything I did on mouse and keyboard. I try to keep it new every time I do a new playthrough of a game. Try to not repeat my options because, I mean, we'll take an example. Fallout New Vegas. Everyone knows if you get Speech 100 in Fallout New Vegas, there's no game to be had. It's a talking simulator. It's what it is. And if you figure it out once, you'll know it for the rest of your life. It's like, oh, hey, what are you going to do? I'm going to play Fallout New Vegas. Oh, what are your stats? Speech. If you take the same options time and time again, you're going to fall into the trap. So I picked different dialogue options for everything. I didn't originally paint Deutsch's house with poop, but then I decided to go paint his house with poop. And that first little bit of combat right there was the first combat I had on a fresh character on the controller, and it felt amazing. Now, while I don't hate the realism, I will also say it gets a little tiresome after a while of entering every conversation and hearing, God be with you. Praise be to God. Go bless. I get it is lore appropriate for the time, but man. Ugh, that just gets old real fast. Real fast. I will say, conversation-wise, I do like that Henry reminds the player to eat and drink. Because, I mean, you'll just be wandering around in the woods, doing something. I'm a bit hungry. I could use something to eat. And it's a little bit of like a haha endearing reminder to, you know, like, hey, you should probably fucking eat something before your character goddamn starves to fucking death. And you know what? I'm okay with that. Overall, I will say this game feels like it's honestly like an 8.5 or a 9 out of 10 for me. If the combat system wasn't using a modified version of the For Honor combat system, I would be absolutely on board. I have really nothing bad to say to the game outside of the combat system, frankly. This isn't me bashing this game because I don't like it. It's not for me. It's not for me. But, like, the other aspects of the game, amazing. I mean, fuck. Even switching to controller for the archery. I played on mouse and keyboard for that beginning archery section. I did not hit the target even once. Once. I played through the archery section on mouse and keyboard. The control is so much better. I mean, I get it. Henry didn't learn archery growing up. He's new to this shit. So was I. And you know what? We learned together. And I beat that hotty-toddy little asshole, and I got his bow. That shit is mine. I don't have the dexterity to use it, but it's mine. And it's going to sit in my backpack until I deem to use it. I think personally, I would probably give this game another try in the future, but I've been sitting here for 2 months, dragging my feet, trying to do everything possible to not have to record this game, and that's telling me that it's not for me. So maybe I'll amend this in the future. Maybe I'll make a surprise video somewhere down the frickin' line where I just sit down and mash the whole thing out. But for the time being, Kingdom Come Deliverance is not for me. 8.5 out of 10, maybe a 9 out of 10. If you like realistic sim games where you have to manage your sleep, hunger, etc., this game is for you. I didn't know it was gonna be that way going in, so got blindsided by my own ignorance. But it's a pretty nice game. The graphics are pretty good. The grass.png is understandable, seeing as how freaking much of it there is. But yeah, genuinely, if you see the game on sale for like $3, give it a try. Even for the $3, you'll probably get 3 hours into the game before you find yourself getting challenge locked. I thought it was a pretty nice experience. I'll hopefully be recording more stuff and having videos out sooner than 2 months later than my last recording coming up here. But yes, I will see you when that comes around, and I'm quite hungry.